Everybody, I'm back with another video. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, then please do. In today's video, I'll be talking about the TV show called My Name and how I think it deserves just as much hype that Squid Game's got. If you see me looking down, it's because I have notes on this. It would have spoilers in it, so if you don't want to be spoiled, then please skip this video, and then once you've seen it, you can come back. But if you don't care about spoilers, then keep on watching. So now I'm going to tell you a backstory. After finished the other TV shows, I was deciding for a while on which TV show I should watch, and this is one of the ones I've heard about, and from what it said about the first episode, I found it really interesting. But I'm going to be talking about the show episode by episode, but if I remember, then when I'm talking about a character or I say a character's name, then I'll put a picture on screen. But that's if I remember, I'll do that. So for episode 1, I liked how they introduced the show. I like the song and it's very different. I don't know who this dude in the car is, but I already feel like I won't like him. Calling her a brat just because she didn't want to talk to you. I feel bad for the main character because I tell she's going through a lot with her dad and she's been bullied in her school. That just made it worse. The main girl's bully is getting on my nerves, taking the other girl's phone and bringing a knife to school when the main girl is there, who is the bully girl, has the bag of drugs. That did surprise me, but I think the main girl punched the bully girl, and that surprised me. But when the main girl, I think she either punched or hit the bully girl with her bag of drugs, that did surprise me, but I said to myself, do it again. And when the fight started, that was so intense, and I loved every minute of it, and I had to watch it again. I'm glad that the other girl was okay. and that she got her phone back. When she withdrew, that made me happy. You can hear one of the students say, can she do that again? Or can she do that? And I say I would if I was treated like that. The part when she threw her bag and breaks the mirror of the car made me jump really bad. The main character is giving me that I don't care kind of attitude, especially when she kicks the floor. That was outside of her house. When she had the phone call with her dad made me sad, because when she's crying and asking what did he do this time, and saying her dad that he's dead to her now and don't come back. The dad finds a way to come to the house, and when she's at the door trying to use this key, a guy comes towards him, and I predicted what was going to happen next. Dad doesn't want him to hurt his daughter, so he locks the door from the inside while getting shot. So I put Ji-woo, I think it's Ji-woo is her name, so Ji-woo is the main character of the show. I knew what's going to happen, but I didn't expect it to be that sad. I got my feelings when she finally opened the door. The guy who the dad works for came to the wake, and Ji-woo asks him what he wanted the dad to do, and it was to stab people and beat them up. And the guy replies, was that because he was your friend and was that because he was your friend and your brother? And his reply is saying that he was a good dad, remember that, which is BS. I thought that was a BS answer. We get a nice flashback of when they were at the beach, and he asked him about if he had the chance to go back to being 17, would he? And he says no, and then because then he wouldn't have been her dad, and that memory was really sad. So the police are saying that they're dropping the case because there's no witness or weapon, so they are useless, but I'm not surprised. She wants the guy the dad was working for, to find the person who killed the dad, so Ji-woo can kill him. So she wants the guy that the dad was working for to find the person that killed her dad so that Ji-woo can kill him, and that surprised me because I thought she would want to be her own detective. The guy wanted her to stab him, but she couldn't because she's not a murderer. So I think I understand more of the story now. I think she's going to train so doing boxing and stuff like that so she can kill the guy. Dies for a witness poster is hard up is $1 million for a witness poster, and a guy calls saying to bring the money and the location. It's either witness protection or witness poster. His hands up. Person, I feel like he's just saying it for the money, and I was right. And the guy is grim repair. The face when they realize she's a girl. Okay, so I think it's $5 million for witness protection, but I'm not sure because I put witness poster, but I'm pretty sure I meant witness protection. Back of a car, tied her up, and she tried to use a knife to cut herself free. And I'm thinking, why didn't you use that earlier when they were attacking you? But the guys from earlier saved her. But yeah, I was right about the train part because they say, do you have to get the revenge? Are you really going to take the prize? This is getting way more interesting because she's the only girl and the new member. I feel like the... Okay. Was it him? I feel like the one with the tattoo is going to like her because of the way she was looking at him. The guy that used to be the youngest is very sweaty and very creepy. I can tell this guy is going to annoy me because I can tell that the guys are going to annoy me because they're very sexist, but I know that she's going to be the big person and love every minute of it. The guy who looks like the guy from Squid Games is very annoying and he needs to be taught a lesson. Just on strength won't help her to win. She needs to be able to hit the right spots to be able to take the person down. So I said, I'm going to call the guy that worked with the dad. So I'm going to call him the teacher from now on, since they call him sir. So the teacher goes against her and tells her she has talent but not enough power. I feel like the younger guy likes her because he's always watching her and it's very creepy. They do this test when they're in this box and they have to fight against each other. And what I can think is, why is this so wild? But she was doing good. It's like jump and go. The youngest guy wins and they say he gets money and a week off, but the main character is still standing there, but I don't think he would do it. So okay, he's going to do it. Wow. My feelings on the show so far is that I like it. It's very sad and surprising in some parts, but as a show it's really good and I can tell what the season is going to be about. I found the show very interesting. The main character is a very good actress, and from that episode alone it did get me very excited for the next episode. So episode 2, I feel like this guy isn't trying that much, and not long after I say that, he tries to use the things that goes around your neck. He's doing very well and they both don't seem like they want to quit, so they're fighting against each other and they both seem like they don't want to quit. So I put she done it, yay, so that's saying that she won. The bully guy is laughing at the fact that the guy was humiliated and blacked out, but he needs to shut up because I'm sure she would have probably done worse to him. The young guy put a drug in her water, so the bully guy tries to rape her, but she fights back and cuts down there. So I was right, I said he would get worse. And the younger guy and the girl was fighting, but the teacher stopped them. I is very lucky. If it wasn't... The younger guy is very lucky if he doesn't die, but even the other guy said the teacher brought her, so that's why he didn't do it with them. So that's why he didn't try to rape her like the other guys did. Okay, so for doing what, so the teacher finds out and basically the teacher finds out and he either has a gun to the boys or a knife, I don't remember what it was, but he has something to them and he asks them which body part, and the guys are begging for their lives, so the teacher cuts his face. This is when it's getting more real. You disobey him, and if you disobey him and you don't die, you're very lucky that you don't die. Her father's vase broke, so that was very sad. One of the guys who worked for the guy that dad worked for, so the teacher warned her and said he was friends with her dad and he was good for the type of work, and she isn't and should get out now before it's too late. A twist that happened that surprised me is that the teacher says that the person is dead. The teacher says to the person that she's dead, and also the other guy says how the youngest was expelled for killing her, and she's now given a new name. They found the killer of the dad, and he's gone, and how he's a policeman. She works for the organization now. They're doing good with surprising me. I like the timeline of her working out and being stronger. She's spying on someone and it looks like the ginger guy, but I'm not 100% sure. It turns out it's not the ginger guy. I think she's a hit woman, so goes after bad guys. So it's like murder, so she's a cop now. So I put note to self, don't get on the teacher's bad side, because if you do, you're dead, or you will be very lucky if you're not. The guy is begging, saying that his teacher just started school, so he says that he will make sure the funeral runs smoothly, so he doesn't care. So he doesn't care if you're like, oh, well, I have a family, my daughter just started school, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't care. If you betray him, you're dead. And if you're not dead, then you're very lucky you're not dead. That's why he's like, oh, don't worry, I'll make sure the funeral goes smoothly. A part of me wants to know what happened to the younger one, so I hope we get more of him. He's creepy but an interesting character. We found out how the dad saved the guy's life, and on the picture that we saw many times so far. I don't know who this cop guy is, but he's very interesting, and the way he knows about people to get them to talk, so I put his name is Pildo? I don't know, but it's Pildo. So that's his name. I think it's made to sound like the guy who was killed earlier killed himself and left a note, so that's really sad. They go on a mission to get the guy and they send her in, and she's becoming this killer mission. It ends with them standing there, and she has a sword to the person's arm. So now episode 3. I'm starting to like the guy cop. He's funny, and I like how he said to the guy, watch your mouth, my partner is just saying hello. After she let go of his arms because he told her to, Mango starts to get arrested, and they ask him who the person that gave him the guy, and he said the guy is really scary, and I just had a realization. I think it's the teacher guy or the young girl from earlier, because I hope he comes back in the show. We saw the person, and when I see his face, I'm wondering who's that, and then I see the cut on the face, and I realized I was right, and then I got excited. Update now, I'm thinking it might not be, but who else could it be if it's not the young guy? The teacher knows about the new drugs and wants to go to the factory of where it was made. The target is on the move. They are after the teacher, but they don't know how she knows him and about her past. It's very interesting. It looks like she wants to warn him, but all of the phones are in the bag because of the slideshow. They all had to put their phones in their bag when the slideshow happened. I was thinking, how is she going to help the guy and not be caught? At the same time, I was also thinking that she was going to do something to the cop guy to stop him, but I'm glad she didn't, because I like him, and that would have been sad. But the plan of the lights and fire was very clear. Not clear, it was very clever. She used the gun of the guy who shot her dad to take out the lights, so from what I understand, she's framing the guy who's the cop, so they will go after him, so she can have her revenge. So I was saying, did they see her? And I understand they did, because the guy says, why didn't you contact them? But they know. But how could she, when they took her phone? The captain thinks it's one of them who did it, but all of the bullets are there. All of this has happened. Okay, all of this is happening to get the teacher guy. They have a lot of information on him, but not a lot of evidence. They know about the dad, but never found the weapon. The teacher guy calls her back after that, not answering his phone. He knows about the camera and the pain, not the pain and the plan. She explained to him that she didn't know in advance. She said that she used the gun because now the truth would be out because he killed a friend, but they had no evidence. I'm not 100% understanding what emotional issues the captain has to the teacher because the guy let his emotions get the better of him. That's why he got away. What I think is because he was with the girl, because he was in what the girl did or knew something about the cop. They knew that he knows about the camera, the guy with the face is back, and I still don't know who it is. But it doesn't make any sense if it's not who I think it is. The guy with the cut on his face and the other guys. Okay, so the guy with the cut on his face and 10 other guys get the cop, and he tells them to kill them and says he's home, and it makes no sense to me why they're having a killing marathon. I was right, it was the young guy, because he says to one of the guys that in the camp, leg, arm, and other body parts, and said how he couldn't. So, and then I put, there goes the arm, or he cuts his arm. So the cop goes to the guy, and a lot of the guys are injured, and 3 are dead. The guys were in blood and back, and the guy got hit in the arm. The guy who got hit in the arm would talk, but I don't blame them. And they were saying they didn't see him. It just came to me that the young guy doesn't know about the girl being a cop. Like, he probably thinks she knows, he probably thinking that she's dead. So my thoughts on the episode is good, a bit confusing sometimes, but a good episode, and it was very intense. Next, I'm going to go to episode 5. Okay. She asks if they called the teacher, but the cop says no, he wasn't there. So they are doing evidence to find out more. There's no cameras that worked, and the guy won't talk. I think she's scared, even though she says she's not, because she may know who it is and has feelings on who it is. The girl is basing off the teacher, and the cop might have seen her. I think the girl is texting. No, the girl is spying on the teacher, and the cop might have seen her because she put her helmet down, but I'm about 90% sure that he still saw her. The captain is tied up, so from back to front and wants it to end. So the teacher goes down, and the teacher says, no matter what I do, you will never get caught. So he's very smart, and he has plans. They might know about the guy because they say, let's catch her and kill her, so I'm half and half. The girl knows now because one of the cops trapped the truck, so we get the flashback of him meeting her. I don't like this captain because he doesn't care if the other side dies, because she says how 4 people died, and if the people are the guys, and if the guys fight more people will die, but he doesn't care about that. She tells the teacher how they are reuniting Mango. But they're releasing Mango, but it's a trap to get to him. They bump into the cop and they fight, but she got away. A big stress is that the captain wasn't going to meet someone on the teacher side who's helping them. They saw the person with the microphone, and they're going on the girl because since she's been working, the information has been getting out. Like, for example, with the cameras, the cop is looking at her files, and for her files it says how the dad threw himself on to incoming traffic using meth. she knows that he's onto her and they are going to find a younger guy. So he knows that he's going to do this because of her dad, but not the actual story, because she thinks he was doing a drug attack. They found out the guy gave him Mango the drugs and he works for both of them. So he found out that the young girl knew that it was her because she saw the camera of him beating up the guy when she got to Mango. So my thoughts on the episode is that it was really good and it's getting more and more intense and the truth is coming out more and more, and I wasn't expecting so much blood in the show, but I was on the edge of my seat. So episode 6, I put It's a Trap. The young guy wanted to get her to get the teacher. So the young guy wanted to get to her so he could get the teacher. She wants him to let the other guy go, but he's saying to just worry about herself. I'm getting worried even though I know they aren't dying. The worrying is annoying. No, the warning is annoying. The teacher comes and crashes. He crashes. He crashes and then leaves. I think that's, yeah. He crashes and then leaves, which is kind of weird. But I understand at the same time, the guy doesn't seem like, the guy doesn't see him, and the police comes just in time to get Powder. So Powder wants to go after the guy, but the captain is saying to wait. But Powder says no because he stabbed her and now she's in surgery, so he chooses to trust her. So it seems like everyone is just looking for the younger guy now. So Powder and his friends are going around to the people who work for the younger guy. And one of my favourite lines, you have the right to remain silent, but because I'm pissed off. The assistant guy is very lucky he's not dead because I'm a bit scared for him. She has a nightmare about her dad, but Powder was in the hospital to help her when she woke up. He tells her he will help her find the guy, and a part of me thinks it's because he likes her, but the other heart thinks that he sees himself in her. The teacher wants her to leave the country because she's in danger, but she wants to take care of something. He cares, and not because he's the dad's daughter, not because she's the daughter of the dad. The guy from earlier was back, and the guy was shouting at her about why he called her. He lied to the cops about the daughter vanishing after what happened to the dad. So he lied, and it's because they are both cops, and in his words, something's going on and how he won't tell people who she is because all he would do is get pain in his ass. Oh, yeah. She knows that Mango is the one who told the young guy about her and gives him the dilemma, and he says he will do whatever she wants. The younger guy says he will keep the captain, get the guy if he helps him to get out of the teacher, and the man, apart from the assistant, he told her to meet her there so that they can do this bag fight. The cops are there too, saying that if they should move, and finally the captain says arrest them. The young guy and the teacher ran, having their own fight, and she's running after them, and once after her, she comes to save the teacher and holds the gun at the other guy. The teacher gets away because the assistant comes. The girl shoots the younger guy just when he's about to tell Paolo about her. He calls her a bitch, then dies. My thoughts on the episode is that it was really good. The ending really surprised me, and even though I'm sad that the guy dies, even though I was sad that the guy dies, he was still an awful character and an awful person. So episode 6, the assistant saves the phone and gives it to him and then drops him off. She's having nightmares about what happened. It's sweet how much he was trying to be there for her after what happened. We found out before he passed out, she heard how the younger guy said her name. She tells him about how he tried to rape her and drug her. So the cops thinks that the younger guy is the one she wanted, which is a yes and a no. They are looking for the teacher. Turns out the dad was a cop and he lived a double life, and the teacher would follow him because he thought he was meeting some girl, but later on realised the girl was the daughter. I'm still confused on who the killer of the guy is. As of now, it was the captain. He couldn't accept that he betrayed him to go to the other side and killed him, so that's what I'm thinking. the teacher doesn't think that she's finished the job, meaning killing the younger one. So she wants the assistant to do it. Pablo and the captain go for a drink and he helps him home because he's drunk, then leaves and the person goes to the house and attacks the captain. I'm pretty sure it's a girl. Then I put a twist. As the person is leaving, the girl comes up the stairs, so that was surprising. So she asks what he did and she realizes who it is and gives her a paper with her name because Pablo comes back. It says if anything happens, give it to her. He wants her to live a good life, even if the dad isn't there to see her growing up, falling in love and all that stuff and all that kind of stuff. So it's very sad. The captain is in hospital, and then I put my thoughts on the episode. My thoughts on the episode is that it was really good, very surprising parts and very sad parts as well. I'm very confused at who the killer is, but I'm very interested in the story. Okay, now episode 7. Captain has been in surgery for 4 hours. Pablo and Jiru talk to her way in, and Pablo tells her that he's offered to stay, and the captain said no. They think it's the teacher and how they found blood and fingerprints. The surgery went well and the captain is fine, which I thought he would be since I think there is more story for him. The teacher rounds out that the captain is alive and the girl was there and how she might know about the truth, so the assistant guy wants to kill her. Some of the younger guys, man jumps on her, puts a bag over her head, and it looks like she's in the river, but she's in a bath. But she saves herself. Update, it's not the young guy, it's the one who works with the assistant. The assistant tells her he told her it was foolish, so talking about the time he told her about the father didn't belong in the world and leave the shoe. She thinks it was the assistant and he says that he wishes it was him, and I'm not 100% sure if I believe him or not. She killed him over and over again, stabbing him in the neck. The teacher turns himself in. He says that he did it because there are people who eat and people who are eaten, and the guy was a prey, pretending to be a predator. He wasn't going to live long, so that's his excuse for all the things he did. All the things he has done. So killing people, selling drugs, etc. Pablo saying that you lost a lot of time locked up to think, and the teacher saying, do you really think you can keep me locked up? So he has something planned, not sure what though. So the girl goes back to the police station and sees the teacher there and goes in and asks a question. I found this part very funny because she was talking about herself, saying things like, do you really think the person who your husband is going to help you get out, like with the cameras, but only he knows that she's talking about herself. I find it interesting how the cop and the teacher knows that it wasn't him that killed the young guy, but the rest of the guys don't know because they think that he killed himself. A part of me thinks she wants to keep her cover, and the other half is like she thinks it was him that killed her dad, so she didn't trust him anyway or wanted to help him. Pablo is given phone records and the girl goes to the evidence room and removes the knife. The guy sees on the camera her being at the scene, so they are trying to get to her to not leave the building. It's getting very tense. Now that the evidence is gone, the teacher leaves and his lawyer says to her when he has new evidence to call her. They are onto her and questioning if her real name is her actual name, and they want her to run fingerprints. He turned himself in as a test to see if the girl would help him. Pablo is angry because he's questioning everything that she said and thinking if all of it was a lie. She throws the knife in the river. Turns out she did register her fingerprints. Pablo found out when she was on her way back from the cemetery and was after her, then arrested her. The teacher wants to get her out, but the lawyer says she's not evident and was caught doing it. She says she wants her out, and he said to do it because she's probably waiting for him to help like she did. The guy says, if I'm being honest with you about being stabbed, the captain would leave me, and Pablo says, no, I don't blame him. And then I put, I don't blame him. The episode ends with Pablo questioning her. Episode 8. So the lawyer comes in to see the girl to develop a message from the teacher saying, I won't let you go to jail, but let you be put in jail. The captain is awake and I still don't like him that much, but he's awake, so that's nice. She's hurt, so it looks like they are going to use that to get her out. Pablo goes to see the captain while the others watch her door. She recognizes one of the nurses from her tattoo. The captain tells Pablo the truth about who she is. So it turns out that the dad was undercover, so he was the guy that the girl asked who Shanku, or something like that. So the captain says she teamed up with him to catch the killer when he was with the killer, and he has been deceiving her. The nurse says that she's given her a key and the teacher, and tells her that the car is waiting for her. So she let go because she won. So she let go because she wanted to kill herself. Pablo handcuffs himself to let go. Pablo handcuffs himself to her so that to stop her from getting away. She doesn't care what happens to her if she does kill him, but Pablo does. So she doesn't care what happens if she tries to kill the teacher, but Pablo cares about her. So he takes her to his place on the beach. He tells her about what happened to his sister. He carried a knife. He tells her that after what happened to his sister, he carried a knife and dreamed of killing the person that did it. And after a while, he couldn't recognize himself, and he doesn't want that to happen to her. And I was putting, if we don't get a kiss by the end of the season, I'll be disappointed because he cares about her and the way he likes her. You don't have to be alone anymore. And the way he's like, oh, you don't have to be alone anymore. And then he leans towards her. Then I put, they kissed, yay. I'm so happy because finally the setup and the music choice was questionable. They have sex as well, but I'm just happy that they kissed. He wants her to just bring her in and arrest him, but she wants to kill him, so I don't think arresting him is enough for her. We get a flashback of the dad's death, but from the teacher's point of view, there's a warrant from the teacher and he's mad. She didn't come to him, but it's not his fault she was caught. He's saying that this won't last until one of them is dead, so he wants to shoot himself. She remembers what she said in the letter that her dad said. Yeah, he's scared that she was left when he woke up and wasn't next to her, but she was on the beach. The lawyer leaves. He brings her back to the police station and says, wherever you go, I'll be there. And a bike comes next to the car, and worry if he dies, I'll be upset. I'm sad that the teacher killed him, and now I don't want to watch anymore because they killed off one of my favourite characters. She was going to do the right thing, and now she wants revenge even more because she wasn't going to kill him because of Pablo. I don't know his name. She wasn't going to kill him. She was going to do the right thing, but now she wants to kill him. She takes out all of her bullets, so it's just one left for him. The fact that she just killed his man and he's just sitting down. He's just sitting on the chair. He says how the dad had many chances to kill him and he hesitated many of the times, and how she's been waiting to kill him and now she's hesitating, and asks him why, and she says because she wanted to live a normal life, and taking revenge turns her into a monster. She hesitated because of Pablo, but since he killed him, he killed him and is okay with becoming a monster, she's going to kill the teacher. While they fight, he keeps on saying, stab me, and it won't end until one of them is dead. It's like he's proud to be a monster, or that he turned her into one. The fact that she killed him and could barely walk, she leaves him in what seems like a tunnel and goes back to the cemetery and locks something inside. She goes to Pablo's grave, and I'm sad again because they show a flashback and it ends with her walking away. My thoughts on the show is that it was really good. I think the show is very interesting. And it had a lot of exciting points. And I wanted to see where the story would go next. They killed off one of my favourite characters, so I was upset about that. But apart from that, I liked the show and I would recommend it. And it was one of my favourite shows that I watched in the year. It's kind of in them police rooms when they sit down and they show you files and stuff like that. So that's what Pamela was doing to her, questioning her on who she is and your real name and stuff like that. So that is all my thoughts on the show My Name. If you have any shows that you would like me to recommend, you would like me to watch, then please let me know in the comments down below, or you can message me on my social media, and maybe I'll do it in the future. All that said, that is the end of the video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the like button so you don't miss out when I post. I love you guys and I'll see you next time. Bye.